Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to the Sunless Sea, where last episode we helped our now sigil-eaten navigator. He's better now. All of his problems are gone. Mostly because we ripped them out of him, quite literally. And apparently his will is being, he doesn't really have a will anymore. But it's what he wanted, sort of. Or what I pressured him into doing. Anyway, moving right along, we have to get back... Well, actually, I was going to say we have to get back to London, and we should, perhaps. But on the other hand, what if we just go to Pigmont Isle, repair there, and then continue this journey? I mean, I have echoes to spend. To burn, rather, really, if we're being honest. 'Cause, yeah. The sea, it's, not the most calming of places to be. And of course we have the meta... Well, you know what? No. Not gonna get too distracted. Because we have goals. Last episode I said that goal was to repeatedly go to Dahut. But actually, no. No. You see, according to this, journal of ours, we need to go to Scrimshander's Ivory Archives. So that is where we're going to be going to in due time. But I think, a trip to Igel first. Why? Well, there's several reasons why not. And actually, because we're so terrified and our hull is so bad, yeah, not there. We'll be going to maybe the Fathom King's Hold. I might just pick up a little report there and then go to Pigmont Isle because, well, things have been better, shall we say. Things have certainly been better around here. But once I get the hull situation sorted, everything else kind of just falls into place, doesn't it? And I am reasonably sure, fairly certain, almost positive, that Pigmont Isle is not exactly the most affordable way to fix our ship, but it's a way, and we can afford it. So that's where we're going. At least that's the plan. On the other hand, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to repair our ship, then go to Scrimshander, and then we'll go back, because, I mean, I do need to unload these port reports eventually. Oh. Well, hello there. Trade for a white mollyflower. Looks like a fish in water and a flower in air. The Drownies recommend owning one if you're going to their cousins at Dahut. Interesting. Sure, let's do that. Sprig and fins. Place it in water if it needs reviving. Crush it and bite it when the need arises. It is proof against seeing things that aren't there, which is the only trick they know in Dahut. A sniff and a jealous song go with this observation. That's so. Oh. You guys are wonderful people. Repair the ship. Because I have a live specimen. I've got way too many of them, in fact, so yes. The Song of Shaping. As they work, the Drownies sing of shaping, of iron, of stone, of flesh. They sing of persuasion, of correction, of force. They sing of coral and how it may be punished. They sing of stars. Wonderful. Compile our port report. And that actually makes things much easier. Should still go to Pigmont just because, well, maybe they have something that I need to help them with. But what we must do... There you are, Scrimshander. That is where we must go. Where we frankly should have gone earlier, but I was too preoccupied with the hood. I thought that was how I got further in the immortality ambition. It's not. Don't really feel like it, sorry. I'm just not feeling the combat right now, you know? It's not you, it's me. I'll be back for you some other day. Alright. Nope, don't even try it. I'm not doing this with you guys. No. Alright, did I just... Nope. Almost past Pigmont. which would have left me very sad. And now, come on, just a little bit quicker, please, thank you. Yes. The Rise of Pigmote Isle. Hail Murinia, indeed. Ah, used up my something awaits you. Oh well. That's a shame, but oh well. Not particularly disheartening. Yeah, just straight on to Scrimshander. And then back to London to trade in all these port reports we've been gathering. Ah, dearie me, though. I wonder, do you have anything else to say for yourself? Really? Huh. Well, leave that be. I should probably actually start romancing people just because my stats are eventually going to get even more unbalanced. Well, that's a thought for sometime in the distant future. Yep. Just a wee bit further up. Actually, did I ever stop at Godfall? I'm pretty sure I did, but... yeah, why not? Real quick. Of shouting. Apparently I didn't. Weird. Could have sworn I had. Doesn't matter. Still gotta get my candles and eventually explore that whole place. But that's for the future. For today, our goal is Scrimshander and nothing else. And actually, our terror situation's pretty bad and our hull is not great, but might as well go submersible. 'Cause why not, really? Might find ourselves a Thalate or something else. Something useful to kill. And of course, eventually the constant companion will show up. Or she won't. That's fine, too, I guess. Oh, well. Oh? Ooh. Interesting. The Tide of Teeth. Your bow light illuminates an uncountable school of eyeless pale fish. A sailor pauses, fascinated by their pearly scales. He watches as the fish form silent ranks, rows upon rows of them, like a shark's jaw closing around you. Yes. Escape. What kind of beasts are these? Not important. Survival is more pressing than taxonomy. Through a pearly forest. The rows close around you like daggers of bone, pearly fish battering themselves to death against your hull. You steer wildly for a sheltering reef where your pursuers gouge the coral in their attempts to reach you. A thin filament stretches from the skull of each fish, threading a way into the darkness toward a single point. Eventually, the school turns its attention elsewhere. It disappears in the darkness as if tugged away by an unseen puppeteer. They leave behind a single wriggling member of their school, burrowed headfirst into an outcrop of coral, a severed gossamer thread dangling behind it. Oh. It's like a creature that controls an entire... Ooh, that's kind of cool. I like the design of that. Anyway, the neither here... Oh, sorry, yes, board the wreck, please. You don your diving gear, the hull doors open with a disquieting crunch. A crewman stops to pick bits of skull from his boot. Inside the wreck, bones haunt every surface. Each bone has been split and hollowed out so that both inside and outside could be inscribed. Some of the bones are dated, the first in each skeleton. It appears the crew were chosen for scrivening one at a time. There's something legible on the right ulnar of an otherwise unmarked skeleton. Scrimshander. Of course, of course. Just a moment, please. No. You can go a little bit slower. Oh, there's two of you. Well. Gotta kill him. Can't be having these things existing. Ah, there's the constant companion. Well, just a matter of time, really. It'll stop wriggling soon. Soon. Any moment now. Send crew into the carry-on slick. The body is liquefying and spreading. Soon it will be nothing but a swirl of shadowed water. If you want to search the remains, you must act now. of course. The bends. Of course, there's no way you could actually hear the shouts, not through the airlock, the hull, the yards of water. Never mind the crew members who swore that they could hear every shriek and whimper of the divers you sent out into the corpse water. And besides, from what you saw, there wasn't time for screaming. The dark slick gathered around their diving suits, enfolding them like a cloak. You glimpsed one terror-contorted face through the glass of their helmet as they were bundled up in darkness, and then it was over. Only a little flotsam remained. The water was clear, as though the neither had never been. Yay, Skintalack! Anyway, look at that thing go. I am going to just dock in here. Nope, sorry, Okay, yep, Seeing that thing moving, animated like that, Well then. Entering Scrimshander, we accept the price. Sorry, I felt a spider or something. Ugh. Alright. We do have to delve into the Ivory Archives. Need more time. Time in the archives, that is. Perform a task for the well, might as well use this. Wander the halls. The higher in the tower, the more recent the tales. Perhaps they can be useful. A familiar tale. The simple houses are built with bricks of ash and bone dust. Each bears a finely engraved story from the mundane to the profane. Some bricks tell the same tales from different and contradictory sources. You spend a quiet hour reading the side of a derelict house. A handful of its tales are suspiciously familiar. Nothing important there. But perform a task for the Drownies. The Drowny paleographer would like your assistance. The cargo of answers sits beside her. The ties that bind. I've had a chance to examine this, the paleographer pats the box. The Fathom King has certain expectations of the Chelinates. They owe him certain ancient debts. He would be interested to see this piece of history. Take this to him, trespasser. Let the Fathom King render his judgment. Oh. Well. That could be an interesting story, but no. Gather at the stage of history. Scholars file quietly into a pair of great ivory doors at the far end of the hallway. When they stumble out again, you can hear raised voices, arguments, and laughter. To the amphitheater. After the reverent silence of the outside, the boisterous noise of the amphitheater washes over you like heavy sea beyond these walls. The glib historian is always looking to restock his supply for thirsty audiences, and he has a surprising influence with the archivists. How much time does that buy me? Just one. He assures you that those surrounded by the horrors of history often need a stiff drink. I'm gonna really have to buy a lot more wine, which is another reason to go back to London. Well. Let's have things shift back to hero worship here. The Chelinates champions hope to regain their prestige by staging a heroic play. Assist their research in the Ivory Archives and they'll give you a hero's reward. And I'll take that. They assure you that any hero will do as long as their deeds are suitably profound. Ideally bloody, but the details are negotiable. But I need more. Talk with the glib historian for now, I suppose. Yes. All the same as before. Well, watch a dramatic reenactment. The Drowny Chorus presents a sweeping historical opera with a 2-drink minimum. A surprisingly brisk epoch. The city rises and falls in a matter of hours, with cast members playing a dozen roles each over the years. The dance number at the end is a crowd pleaser. Afterwards, the Drowny King assures the crowd that the dancing was strictly allegorical. Got rid of some terror, though, which is not a bad idea. I should probably spend a few more echoes doing that. Hey, look that! My terror situation's all fixed itself. Wonderful. Now, I don't know if 5 is enough. In fact, I sincerely doubt it. But I kind of want to go. But it seems like a bad idea that I'll get us killed. So, tell you what we do. We're going to leave. I have enough of these. Good. Leave behind a past triumph. I don't... It's fine. It's fine. We've done it before. I am going to first get the hell out of here because, yeah. Although... No. It's like I could do some other things here, but no. And I also need to go back to the Fathom King's Hold now because I have more news for him. But that'll be a matter for the future. Right now, I just want to get back to London. And then we'll come back to Scrimshander and deal with them. And I'm about to find out if this is actually more efficient, just burning the fuel like this. Is there any place I can buy fuel? Yeah, I'm not going to Khan's Heart, thank you, but no. Could go to Guider's Mourn, and I do have a shady sword if I recall correctly. Yeah, I do. So, get over there. Guider's Mourn it is. And we can get rid of that little splotch of darkness. Ah? Hello, fuel source. How's it going? I see. Well, that's unfortunate for you. Bye. Goodbye. You're still alive. Well. This is awkward. There we go, fixed the problem. A little bit more supplies and fuel and wine. Perfect. One of the many things I need. A little bit to the right. Can I buy wine? No, I can't buy anything there at the moment. Just because of, well, things, you understand. Things being what they are, I can't really buy anything at the Khanate. Because they don't like me enough. Boo-hoo. Oh, well. Well, that's expensive. Well. I mean, we should always lure glory seekers to rack, especially these ones, because God, I hate myself some pirates. Drop off the shady sort. She inhales the air and smiles, perhaps for the first time. As I remember it, she remarks, less mud, more rum. At the winch head, a deferential fellow in fustian waits. He bows to the shady sort. A pleasure as ever. You, he barely favors with a glance. He presses a heavy purse into your hand. Small coins stained with salt water. But together they amount to a tidy sum, and I will take that money, thank you. Did I already introduce Blimgans? Ah, I don't have any. Unfortunate. Gleaming Marauder is assembling an immense hoard of drowning pearls. No, because I have other uses for pearls. Oh well. Oh, yes. Sorry. It's expensive, I know, but just to be safe. And onward back to London. For repairs and for other things. Mostly the turning in of all these port reports. Then quickly back to Scrimshander, and, well, we'll go from there, won't we? Born Vadis' pillar. Are they trying to build something here? I want... Oh well. Unimportant. Oh, why not? Could always use more. Come, come, come. It's time for you to die. It's nothing personal, you understand. It's just that you're pirates. And angering you is not really a threat, if you understand me. Not like the Khanate, anyway, or London. You can scuttle it. More supplies and fuel. Oh? Oh, souls. Sad little chain of bottled souls. Well, that's unfortunate for them. They're gonna get sold. Yes, just straight on back to London. As quick as we can, or, well, yeah, as quick as we can. Why not? Probably shouldn't, but will. When is not being supposed to do something stop me from doing it? The answer is never. Oh dear. I like how this is now very relaxing music compared to, well, the other things happening in other games, shall we say. Good lord. Hunter's Keep. That hasn't burned yet. I should probably visit them. I'm too lazy. I have other things I want to do. You understand. Nope. For one thing, I want to actually get to the right port, for one thing. You know, for reasons. And get in there. There we go. There we go. Dock. Oh. I have nothing to hide. Some things are too illegal for the customs service to admit the existence of. The ministry are here looking for those. You shrug and invite them to search your ship as thoroughly as they would like. They leave scuff marks on the newly scrubbed decks, and take great pleasure in tangling the rigging. Find nothing more dangerous than moldy ship biscuit. Messages for me? Something's changed in the Neath, and nothing else. Anything? Purchasing live specimens, are we? Well. There we are. She comes here to protest against the shadow puppet production of The Honey Harvest, but she is also known to buy caged specimens. I never did like to see anything locked up. She searches her purse for payment, as two of her burlier supporters have the cage. The thing inside is remarkably still. The dauntless temperance campaigner hands over the fee and pats the cage. Come now, dearie. Let's get you out of here. Delightful money. Hi. By the way, venturer, I have something perilous for you. They sell these in Mount Palmerston, somewhere in the north of the Untersee. 500 for 7 barrels of the things. You won't find a better price. I doubt I could. When I was a boy, I asked my nurse, when you break a law, what happens to the pieces? Now I know. Now I know. But I need something else. Oh. Interesting. The law being the chain of being or something? Well, not something I can do anything about right now. Oh, why did it have to be outlandish artifacts? I kind of want those. Something intricate. Find them in buried treasure, broken museums, pirate cargoes, now and then the stomachs of monsters. Good luck. Need 7. Don't ask why. 1500 echoes will answer all your questions. You know what? That will. Oh, thank you, thank you. When I look at these, I want so much to travel again, but there's only one journey left in me, I think. You, on the other hand... Now I want something deep or something savage. Well, it's going to be something deep, probably, because I have uses for hunting trophies. They're my tickets into and out of Scrimshander. But yes, now for, well, this nonsense. Back in a moment. Okay, so that done. Let's just hire on some more crew. Good, I'm fine with the 19 of them. And what do we want? More supplies, just a little bit more supplies, actually. We technically have too much fuel. I know. Heresy. But... truth. Do I need this much skin flak? The answer is no. I also don't need this many souls, but I do need all of your wine. All of it. Thank you. There's a reason for it. Let me assure you. Real quick, though. Oh, yes, the claymen. Get rid of them. Run along, little ones. New recruit, which I think is just going to be, yep, a sailor. Which, I mean, why not? One more won't hurt me or save me. And with this, I buy more supplies. Again, I know I should get Foxfire Candles Explorer stuff, but I have other things to do. And one of those is Scrimshander. So, moving right... Launch? Okay, don't know why my E key decided not... Oh, because I'm not hitting the right buttons. Whoops. Anyway, moving along. Moving right along. Directly east, in fact. So, Y... And by Y, I mean F. 200 degrees Fahrenheit. 391, 381, 371, 61, 51, 43. Huh. That's a neat little detail. Woo, I kind of want to kill him, but I also, by the same token, don't want to go back. I wish to go forward, to see things. Terrible things. It's a little bit jerky. Weird. Anyway. I'm gonna have to ask, does it seem a little bit jerkier to anybody else? No, well, doesn't matter. It probably is nothing. Alright, that's one splotch of darkness gone. Let me just, real quick, get myself up here. Yeah. Shepherd Isles, nothing really to talk about, guys. Sorry, I kind of want to keep that quality, so... Well then, that's actually worth it. A retired monster hunter wants something to remember his glory days. In return, he will show you a secret graveyard populated by curious corpses in curious boxes. He takes your trophy and nods. Wrestled one of these devils once. I'd show you the scar, but decency forbids. It leads you to a low cliff. Leaning over, you see a grassy stair cut into the rock. It leads to a dripping cave. Against one wall, coffins are arranged in a careful line. Some la-di-da London family brings their dead here. Sail up in a black ship, they do. Help yourself to the oldest one, they won't notice. Good. Well. Well. You know what, Scrimshander first. I have my priorities. Immortality before other jobs, you understand. Really? You think this is a good idea? Looks like you don't, but too late. You made your mistakes. Now you have to die with them. That's what that, saying is, isn't it? Might be getting it wrong. Huh. Surprised I never got that before. Oh well, though. Another patch of darkness gone. And let's get ourselves to Scrimshander, eh? Right on top of this little reef thing. Rocks that are under the water, really, not really a reef. You guys are fine. Wreck ship, you know this is a bad idea. You should know we might... There we go. Guys should know me by now. Should know it's a bad idea to mess with me. Peterson's Rift. At some point I should really look into the storyline there. With all the rituals and such. But not today. Today, we pursue immortality. Because is there any greater pursuit? The answer is no, by the way. The correct answer is no. Oh. This is an ancient chronicler. A bandaged monk sits attempting to carve a tale with a steel-tipped quill. That is not working for his trembling hands. A day dictated. The monk describes a day in the life of a tomb colonist, while you wield the quill. Its nib carves the bone easily as if it were mushroom flesh. The tale is dry, but he insists it be recorded for posterity. Few tomb colonists come to share their tales. A historical blind spot he laments at length. When the work is finished, he invites you to see further tales in the Ivory Archives as his guest. Which we will be doing in due time, a quick port report. And then gather at the stage of history. No, none of this. We have wine. Hope you guys enjoy it. Back with you guys in just a moment, though. Okay, and with this, we have an unreasonable amount of time in the archives. So, leave the amphitheater, And let's delve inside. The Ivory Archives are a wealth of history, with ages of visitors' stories carved into the bone pillars that build the citadel. It's something between a library and an ossuary, but less inviting. Downwards into history. The monks grudgingly allow you to enter, but warn you that staying longer than your allotted time will incur significant penalties. They refrain from going into details, but you notice that their bone quills are significantly larger and sharper than their fellows. Narrow passages wind through the old city, shadowed, ever descending. You walk alone except for the constant remains of those who came before you, each bearing their sad small tales. They all end the same way, they all end here. Will you? Most certainly not. The tales of the dead surround you. Each step buries you deeper in their past. What came before now? What terrors of yesterday led to today? Question an ancient assumption. Everyone knows that city and its people were completely destroyed. Everyone except the authors of these records, apparently. Survivors of a sort. So much for the old theories. It seems that disaster wasn't so natural after all. Devils were less fond of subtlety back then. Continuing. Downwards into history. Seal yourself before a dread visage. History's horrors are too numerous to count, especially when the results are so difficult to face directly. Unflinching examination. You've seen worse, you've had worse done to you. In fact, you've probably done worse to others, but only to those who deserved it, of course. Of course. Unearth a heroic tale, of course. Deep within a forgotten corner, a grinning skeleton bears a catalogue of extraordinary deeds. The Shellenate's champions are bound to be interested. The captain who lived. Ships have always sunk into the sea. Sailors have always drowned, but there was once a strong ship which did not fall to the ordinary fate. It was swallowed by the waves and all hands were presumed lost, but it was not so. By their captain's leadership, the crew survived their own destruction, and made a home in the wreck at the bottom of the sea. In time, the captain became the queen, and, through blasting powder and treachery, managed not only to provide for the city, but to expand it. Which would be Rack, unless I am much confused. Well, I suppose it would be long ago. It wouldn't be the same queen as the person that's there now. No. Probably not. But yes, continue downwards. Keep going. Identify unusual remains. This far down you should expect anything, but the carved remains of a robber man will always be a little surprising. A different sort of history. It hasn't got many bones proper, but its calcified tentacles bear inscriptions in an unrecognizable language. As you study the writing, one tentacle crumbles, revealing a gleaming lump clutched to the poor thing's chest. Skintilack. I mean, I still have more time. Stumble upon mummified remains. The remains in this ancient hallway aren't bone, but mummified remains, wrapped in linens lying in repose. One could almost mistake it for tomb colonists at tea. Royal sorts of remains. This one's wrappings are of a different quality than the rest. Ornate pictographs sewn into the linen with golden thread depicting an ancient city, long collapsed. Beneath, the bones are immaculate and untouched. She's gotta be here somewhere, right? Identify the unusual remains. Same as the previous one. Beautiful. Ambition. Explore the Stygian repository. The ivory fades. The chambers here are carved from the blue-black bones of the worst monsters of the deep. The repository is filled with statues carved from the same black bones as the walls, the ceiling, the floor. This statue exults over the body of a fallen foe. This one drags itself up a shingled slope. This one is a child with the bleak eyes of an old man. The floor is carpeted in thick, dark bone dust. You move deeper into the serried population of statues. Wait, that one's not a statue, it's a woman, observing you with pelican eyes. She wears a dusty apron. One hand holds a delicate brush, the other a thin, gleaming chisel. Miriam. Her skin is the exact black blue of the bone walls. She brushes dust from her apron. A small copper kettle steams on the floor at her feet, emitting a sharp, nutty odor. Every surface in the chamber, a tessellation of cemented bone, is engraved. Among the threading scrawl, certain phrases repeat. Remember the wax wind, it will find you. I am a candle. Wind, wax, wind, wax. Give her Litton's locket. I think you must be lost, she says, before you show her the locket. She takes it, thoughtfully. She listens as you describe your ambition. The locket turns over and over in her hands. Her eyes are dark, fathomless. When you are finished, something stirs in them. Immortality, true immortality, without tricks or compromise, resides in Nida. We can help you. Yes, we failed once, but failure hones, it hardens. Help me take Nida, and you'll have all the life you could ever live. But to get it, we must restore the 7 against Nida. The 7 require a financier, a propagandist, a guide, a commander, a fleet captain, and a healer. Follow her to the Hall of Sevens. Come, lots to do. 7 plinths, 7 statues, 7 against Nida. I made them, Miriam tells you, to help me remember. The guide. The dust puffs about your feet as you approach the black-bone statue of a gentleman with a capacious forehead and a discerning scowl. Lorenzo, Miriam recalls, an explorer from the surface who came down here to be the first to climb the mountain. The Nida drove him away. I recruited him, he charted the interior for us, and plotted the course of our armies. Now he fled into the north, where I have heard he maintains a lighthouse. Oh dear Lorenzo, I know exactly who you are. The propagandist. This statue depicts an unassuming, bespectacled man with thinning hair and a solemn face. Bourdain, Miriam remembers. She remembers Bourdain better than the others. We were confidants. He was a Frenchman and, in his day, a member of the Revolutionaries' Calendar Council. He wrote pamphlets and placed bombs. Could not say which were more incendiary. Her smile is fond. If the worst came to the worst, he meant to hide in Frostfound, but the ice spires swallowed him. Years ago I sent an agent to retrieve him, but their vessel was lost. Prey to pirates, I think, or wreckers. The financier. The statue has its hands folded at its waist. Its expression is determined, beatific. Miriam has hung Litton's locket, which you gave her when you first met, around its neck. She gropes for his name for a moment. Litton, he was more than our financier. He was our courage. He inspired us when we faltered. You remind her that he wants no further part in this endeavor. Yes, but he has told us who should replace him. She clicks open the locket. The face of the fierce philanthropist looks out. So that's where we start. The soldier, a well-built man in late middle age. His head is bald, his beard is near. Batuk, Miriam says. Pleased that she could remember. Rather proud of this one. Miriam examines the words she once carved on the statue's plinth. Yes, Rosina's cousin. He was one of the Presbyterate's border guards, the Gracious, but they discharged him when he allowed an explorer access to the interior. An explorer. She taps her teeth, thinking, Lorenzo? Afterwards, Bartuk became a mercenary and joined our number. He'd had enough of discipline. He will have sought a place of freedom. And again I know where he is. The captain, a wiry gentleman of the Khanate. His graven expression is unimpressed. This is Eric, Miriam tells you. The second of the 7. I remember that he was the first I recruited to my scheme, Miriam says. He was a scion of the Taiman. Injured in a battle against my homeland, I saved his life. My father was not pleased. Eric sieved the polythremi vessels we needed to navigate the Red River. He commanded our fleets. After our defeat, he planned to go to Hideaway. He said he had an idea. Oh? Perhaps to use the... Yes, to use Temptum. I say. The healer. This statue is of a woman of advancing years, a daughter of the presbyterate, clad in a priestess's robe. Our healer, Rosina. She was the abbess at the hospital in Adam's Way, and petitioned Nida on several occasions to afford her patients additional time. The Nida ignored her. I did not. Miriam rubs her temples, struggling to remember. She contracted a condition of roan. If she has survived, it will be because she has found somewhere calm and clear and hard. The schemer. A statue of Miriam, clad not in a mason's apron, but a royal gown. A knowing smile graces her black bone lips. To remind me what I was, she says, before the Fathom King changed me, before I began to forget. She looks at the replica of herself, chewing her lip. I look certain, don't I? Confident. Wonder if that was true or if I made it up. Oh, I like it. It has many hints as to who each of these people are, too. And I think I've actually met all of them, in fact. Every one of them. In fact, Bourdain, I'm not sure, but everyone else I think I know where they are. Speak to Miriam, though. You have questions for her. Many questions. Oh, so many questions. Ask who she is. She hesitates and turns to the wall, reading the writing there to refresh her memory. Yes, I was the presbyter's daughter. She speaks hesitantly, following the memories like breadcrumbs. I was estranged from my father. He tried to win me back with a gift that wasn't his to give. I spurned it. I rebelled. I found the 7 against Nida. I failed. I fled. I bargained. I hid here. I make statues and try to remember. She presses one hand to her head as if it could trap the thoughts within. Ask why she opposes Nida. She frowns. I'm not sure I can remember. Must have written it down somewhere. I can remember what my colleagues would have said. To live eternal, to undo the injustice of death. But I was offered immortality and gave it away. I've never cared overly for the betterment of others. She thinks for a while. Perhaps I just dislike smugness. The presbyters are very, very smug. Part of the story, perhaps. Why is she here? Her mouth twists in distaste. As punishment for our attempt on their city, the Nidahin promised me to the wax wind. I sought sanctuary in the Fathom King's hold, and made an arrangement with his complexity. He changed me. She runs a finger down her Pelican cheek. I forget things now unless I write them down, or put faces to them. Here among the other lost histories, I am hidden from the presbytere's agents and oracles, for were I to venture above the waves, the wax wind would find me, and I'd end my days a candle. Are foxfire candles made of people? Interesting. Sorry, just random thoughts there. What was her role in the 7? I gathered them, and once they were gathered, I became their schemer. I engineered wars between the sub-kingdoms of the Elder Continent. To distract the presbyter's attention, I occupied our enemy's spies with intrigues, and I settled disagreements among the 7, which naturally arose. We were idealists and opportunists. The stakes were high. Why did you fail, then? Well, what does she know of the presbyter? She snorts. Even their definite article is a lie. There have been many. The College of Mortality accords them eternal life, and when a presbyter tires of the throne or reigns 1,000 years, they give up the title and join a college, and thus everything remains the same. The old presbyters choose new ones, and the new ones join the old. So, real quick, while I do kind of want to gather up these old folks, identify replacements. Some of the 7 may be beyond your reach. One of them is dying. Miriam can suggest likely replacements. Some of the 7 may be unable or unwilling to return, Miriam says sadly. If that's the case, we'll need replacements. Bring me word of the wider neath, and we can identify appropriate candidates. Needs strategic information, basically. So yes, I need another healer, a different propagandist, perhaps. And Lorenzo, yes, well. Discuss something else, and by discuss something else, I mean leave her be, I think. Return to Scrimshander proper. You have other business. Although, does she have anything else to say? I think we've basically... Yeah, we've asked all the questions we can, so return to Scrimshander proper. You know the way now, and will be able to return more easily. Perfect. And it even got me out. Wonderful. That was an excellent bit of story there. But we're not done just yet. Gather at the stage of history, I have a reward to collect. Deliver the details of a hero. The Shellenate's champions specialize in tales of heroes. Deliver your findings to them and you'll find their... well... Oh, this is good, the playwright beams. Throw in a little romance and a proper moral, and we should have something ready by tomorrow. Expensive. Much more expensive. We'll watch the heroic play we played our part in. The Shellenate's champions promise the tale of a lone hero who changed the course of history, based on historical evidence. Often enjoyable, occasionally accurate. Truly, this is what heroes are made of: courage, charm, and an ample capacity for violence. The moral is clearly defined, the prop horses are surprisingly well painted. How considerate of history to provide such an exemplar of heroism. The crowd roars its approval, and keeps the glib historian busy with demands for more wine. His efforts to serve the unruly lot deserve a play of their own. And switch things up for next time. Oh, dear me. I do like to play the two off the other, but that's all. So we have a goal now, and to leave Scrimshander real quick, yes. Alright. But yes, we have a goal now. Well, many goals in fact, 7 of them, if we want to be playing. And I know where all of them are, except for Bourdain. Him I don't remember, but all of them, rest of them, I know where they live. Mind you, there's other issues, but I'm sure they'll be dealt with eventually. Possibly, maybe. But for now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I will see you all soon.